Hey everybody, Chaplain Larry here, doing his thing. Got an invite to substitute for another chaplain to teach today at a great organization, Cove's Edge, where all these wonderful people live. You know, I was thinking today that, a lot of people don't even know or maybe understand what a chaplain is. What's the difference between a chaplain and a pastor? And I even wrote something up, to talk about it because it's something I want to promote. And the reason today why it's important to me is I just realized, the one thing I really want to be involved in my own life and in the lives of other people is to help them realize they can grow into God's likeness, into Christ's likeness, and that He actually prepares hearts for that process. And I'm very thankful for many years to be involved in that process. But I realized today that one of the differences, of course, that people always point out is to me is, well, where do you pastor? And I said, well, I'm not pastoring a church. I'm a chaplain. That means I pastor here. And so today I'm going to teach on the woman at the well, and I realized that Jesus went where the people were. He was attractional by himself. He attracted people to himself because of course, who he was, and he still is today. And I started to think to myself, the church in so many ways spends a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of money, and all kinds of things, trying to attract people to come to church, when we ourselves are supposed to be the attraction, that brings people to God, that brings people to Jesus. And so I'm thinking to myself, hey, I'm actually getting to do something like Jesus. I get to go to the people wherever they are, because as a chaplain, it's not just to assisted living homes and facilities and things like that, but also, I go to the emergency rooms when, people have attempted suicide and it didn't work, or, other, really bad situations. Someone is near death and the family is grieving like crazy, and so I guess I want to say that chaplains are sent ones in the sense of we're sent to meet people where they are, not just in their location, but where they are in life and in their hearts, and how we can bring this light of joy and love and hope and compassion, not just come with empathy, but come with compassion, and compassion's different than empathy. It actually points to a direction. It actually brings a strategic response, that people can grab on to change and to have a better life, and then hopefully inspired to go on and do that for others. In my old groups I used to do back in Boston, I used to talk, and I gave one specific message every so often about we are the messengers. And so there's so much reliance on the church to be the messenger, when really the Bible says we're supposed to be the messengers. Sorry, guys. We put so much responsibility on the church to do what God has asked us to do, and it's our responsibility to take up that calling. And that was the vision of Jesus, that we would all walk in his ways, walk with his heart, walk in the power of his Spirit as redeemed people, helping other people be redeemed and go through that process. As it says in Ephesians, there's a perfection. Well, sometimes the perfecting is about overcoming things that have held us back, our hurts and pains or whatever, disappointments, unmet expectations. There's all kinds of them. But there's also this other part of perfecting that says there's things in us that haven't been turned on yet. You know, they haven't been excited yet. They haven't had a reaction, you know, and go, oh, wait a minute, I didn't even know that was in me to love like that, or to forgive like that, or to be graceful like that. And I think that's what we're all called to do. So being a chaplain is, you know, following a vision that's been laid out for millennia. And I have nothing against church. Church is going to be this, you know, the place where we get equipped to be those places. And all I'm doing is, as a chaplain, is I'm going to those places and then bringing people to the church to get equipped. I just want to say I love everybody, and I sure appreciate the time you spend listening to this old guy talk about this kind of stuff, you know. My heart is with you all. My prayers are with and for you all, that the joy of God would just ruminate in you today and bring you alive. All right, take care. Bless you all. Bye-bye.